This video is not going to have questions. It's going to be about one topic and one topic only. In a momentary burst of passionate authorism, I have created this discussion to quell the fire that burns in my heart over how misunderstood I believe this issue to be. It's also going to be sexually graphic. Let's go. So you know how pedophiles and rapists aren't the same thing? Well, nobody else seems to. When debates arise surrounding scandals with people in the media, I tend to play devil's advocate because it's the most fun position to put myself in. But rather than mount defense in favor of people like Jared Fogle for this video, I'm more concerned with attacking the terminology that most effectively criticizes them. That's the word rape. Now, rapism, a term I'm coining for this comparison, is a lot like racism. It's too readily diagnosed. The medical metaphor continues to prove reliable because rapism and racism are diagnoses based on symptoms that the public doesn't have a consistent grasp of, but when they hear certain buzzwords related to the stories they're hearing, they go straight to the worst possible scenario. That's like a doctor reading your chart, seeing that you have infrequent headaches, and recommending chemotherapy for the cancer you definitely have. This guy has a fever. A fever can also be a symptom of AIDS. It's AIDS. We solved it. You have AIDS. Rape has different meanings. When it comes to two adults, it's when one forces themselves on the other without consent. When it comes to two underage teens, it's when you have sex that you both totally liked, but are too young to give what is legally considered consent, and then strangely the dude is the only one who can ever get prosecuted because it's always the guy's fault and men clearly face no gender-related hardships in America. #checkmate feminists. For the record, rape is also what occurs when I go 33-0 in the Black Ops 3 multiplayer beta. Charge me, bitch. I want to ask for perspective's sake, who are you more disgusted with, Bill Cosby or Jared Fogle? Bill Cosby drugged women and had sex with their unconscious bodies and then dragged their groggy selves to a cab the next day. Jared Fogle had consensual, despite not legally, awake sex with minors that he even paid for their troubles. Child porn notwithstanding, seems like a decent operator. He said those encounters were awesome, and remembering my experiences from 4 years ago, I don't doubt it. If you ask me, I think the age of consent should be the age where you find out what consent means. It's not my business what kind of weird and gross shenanigans other people of varying age ranges get up to. I'll stick to worrying about my own preferences and questioning whether I'm a pedophile in the making. I can say I was born to be a silver fox. I'll have what George Clooney's having, and I'll have it for 50 years. I'll be upfront with you guys about certain things while we delve for a moment into my personal histories. I'm 21 years old right now, and I've never dated anyone that was 18 or older. Not that I wouldn't, because that would be weird. It's just not how my life has gone. For fair's sake, I haven't dated anyone since I graduated high school, which gives me a 3-ish year dry spell to work with. Perhaps that's why I'm so motivated to stir shit up. They were all underage? Yeah, remember in my last video when I said I liked fans? Well, I really like fans. And the only girls who were fans of me in my school were 2 grades below me. Sorry for utilizing my options. Don't act like you never technically raped someone in middle school just by awkwardly kissing them on a dare you both were privy to. Also historic. I'll tell you something really appalling. When I was 9 years old, I was attracted to a 4th grader. Yeah. Lock me up and have a small child guard the key. That's justice. Obviously, the stigma is adults chasing kids, and adults who trick or force kids into doing things they don't understand or want are obviously at the bottom of the corpse pile. But somewhere in the world, I can guarantee you there is a weird-ass 12-year-old girl with the right kind of mental problems who wants to fuck adults. Should we stop her from achieving her dreams? That sounds like oppressive government to me. I thought we established this country as a way to escape persecution. This is America, where you should be able to fuck who you want to fuck as long as who you want to fuck wants to fuck you back. Case in point, ex-Ravens cheerleader Molly Shattuck. She's being sentenced to 48 weekends in jail for giving oral sex to a 15-year-old boy. I think part of the problem is that we of older age refer to 15-year-olds as boys, which subconsciously paints them as younger than they are. No 15-year-old's parents ask him if he made any new friends today, and he responds with, "Well, I met a boy," unless he has something else to discuss with them later. When you hear raped a 15-year-old boy, it sounds sinister and vile. If you were to hear had sex with a 15-year-old man, it would be kind of weird terminology, but you'd go with it. The two of them exchanged sexually charged texts back and forth. That dude's innocence was not robbed. You know what else happened is she had to pay the family about 10 grand in restitution fees. Talk about the best experience of that 15-year-old's life. He got paid to receive head from a woman who used to be a cheerleader. 6 years ago, I would have killed to ruin that lady's life. She offered to have sex with him after she blew him, but he declined. Excuse me? What guy is all for a mouth around it, but once the real offer comes through, is like, nah, I'm good. That's like if you accepted $50 from someone, and then they offered you $500 more. Oh, you'd rather have less money. Hey, now that I sucked your dick, do you want to have sex? Oh no, I couldn't. You've been far too kind already. Madness, people. But she's being charged with 3rd-degree rape, so I guess he was a burn victim? I don't know. This issue has another avenue that begs to be explored because many people are calling out the fact that Molly's sentence was so low compared to what it would have been if she was a man. Susan B. Anthony would be ashamed, but she was a fucking idiot, so maybe that's for the best. Oh, you want your gender to serve more jail time for the rest of eternity. What a legacy you've left. Female criminals must be like, that bitch ruined it for all of us. Shout out to the Powerpuff Girls for being the only reason I know who Susan B. Anthony is. Now, I know that feminism is about equality, positive or negative as it may situationally be, but when it comes to something that shouldn't even be a crime in the first place, Molly Shattuck definitely does not need to spend an extra 10 years behind bars. You think she's a monster? A predator? Yeah, it's easy to be a predator when the prey serves itself to you on a shiny dinner plate with a side of barbecue sauce saying, "Eat me." Oh, she worked for that kill. The media likes to blow things out of proportion, and the populace likes to rally behind them with pitchforks ready to burn anything that even remotely feels like a witch at the stake. I would suggest that society be a bit more level-headed and cool about certain things, but I'd also suggest a lot of other things that have zero chance of happening. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, I'll be playing myself off.